headlines for today's Radio 1 News update. Monks hospitalised after energy drink. Duterte gives Europe the finger, literally. 13 killed in ferry sinking. This is the Radio 1 News update. I'm Aaron Leviton. A group of 15 monks received hospital treatment in Banteay Meanchey this week after consuming energy drinks and snacks. The group of monks and one student complained of severe headaches after consuming the energy drink M150, according to local media. 9 of the group and the student later recovered and were discharged, but the remaining 6 were kept for treatment. A further 2 who were subsequently recovered were discharged but returned for further treatment when symptoms returned. Medical staff were apparently unable to immediately give a cause for the illness, and local authorities said the drinks had not passed their expiry date.
Coming up next, international news.
Controversial Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has decided to rewrite the rules of diplomacy by literally giving the EU the finger. The EU Parliament released a statement saying the Philippines needed to halt its brand new and highly controversial war on drugs, specifically, quote, the current wave of extrajudicial executions and killings. Around 3,000 people accused of being drug runners or users have been killed by police or vigilantes on the streets. President Duterte hit back at the statement, saying the EU Parliament was only talking out of guilt for its colonial past. At a meeting in his home city of Davao, President Duterte said, quote, I say to them, F you. You're doing it in atonement for your sins. Duterte went on to call the European MPs hypocrites whose colonial-era ancestors had killed thousands of Arabs. He said, quote, they're taking the high ground to assuage their feelings of guilt. But who did I kill? Assuming it to be true, 1,700. And who are they? Criminals. You call that genocide? Duterte then held up his right hand and literally extended his middle finger to the camera. At least 13 people have been killed and more than 15 people are missing after a ferry sank in the southern Barisal district of Bangladesh. Local people said the ferry was overcrowded when part of the riverbank it was anchored to gave way and a huge slab of mud fell onto the boat. Some people managed to swim ashore. Ferry accidents are fairly common on Bangladesh's vast river network, although strict regulations have been put in place to try to prevent such disasters. Barisal Police Chief Mohammed Akhtaruzzaman told the AFP news agency, quote, so far we have recovered 13 bodies, including 3 women and a child. He said divers had located the sunken ferry and would be bringing it to shore. This has been the Radio 1 News Update. Stay tuned for more news on Radio 1 FM 103.7.